Yep. Episode 7, Vic's Mix, Victor's Mixters. That's what the fans are calling it. We are still tackling a brand new song. I think I'm going to call it Permission, so I have no idea why it says Outer Space out there. You'll have to ask me yesterday, and he is unavailable. We're going to try to finish this one up. I'm making a 9 to 10 track album, and then here's that track listing. And then all the capital words are track listings. And then yesterday I just sort of dropped the needle and said, guess what? I'm working on a new song that I think is going to fit in the album. And that's what I did. Worked on that, recorded it in the morning, did a Vic's mix in the afternoon, evening, and then here I am doing another Vic's mix. Just very off topic. This was not part of the plan. I wasn't supposed to add songs. But sometimes you really just want to not work on what you said you're going to work on. I think we can all get behind that statement. And you're going to create something new that you can focus on, pretend that it's productive, and not deal with the problem. We will get back to the regularly scheduled program, and I think this is actually, I'm going to force this to be regularly scheduled, because this is going on the album, I'm 80% sure. Right, new song, did a little bit of it yesterday, added a lot in the time between yesterday's episode and this episode. Really, it's like when you go see Spider-Man 2 and you're like, wait, how Spider-Man's costume looks slightly different. That didn't happen in the movie. Well, this song is Spider-Man's costume. And the Green Goblin is represented by the reverb that I've decided to put in halfway through the song. Excited to show you that. So let's just get into it. Here it is. There are changes. The goal for today, this episode of Victor's Mixters, the goal for today is we want to try to pare back, because some of the things I've added I think are really extreme, and we're going to try to pare it back and basically nudge ourselves toward the finish line, so I don't keep feeling the need to add to songs. But it's a new song, lots of opportunity to add stuff. I need to kind of try to curb that impulse. So let's listen, figure out what we can pare back, and then get the heck out of Dodge.
It's dangerous in outer space, so let us find a calmer place.
Same vocal take as before, needs to be redone. Sue me.
Be the only ones with boiling blood and life to prove. We find ourselves and never move. There's something wrong with all these clocks. Ignore the phone, ignore the knock. And I gotta ask for your permission for a little bit of exploration. And now I have a conversation. Separation.
Alright, I'm liking that transition. We had a snap yesterday, if you remember that. There's the snap.
Clothes are strewn out on the floor. There's dust on top of the bedroom door. There's cards of matter.
Preemptively muting this, because I think that's there on accident.
Now if you try to upset me, I know how to upset you. There's no way you can surprise me, and there's no way I surprise you.
Alright, chorus 2. reverb now. And then this lead. Adding stuff. Okay, so yeah, I went hog wild on this one. Had my cake, I ate it, made another cake, threw that one out. I stand by a lot of the changes that I've done. What are the changes I've done? Well, I think the most obvious one is I introduced this sort of very intense synthesizer lead track here. Let's just zoom in on it for a second. Right, very intense. And at the same time, you'll see how my voice is echoey. I don't think there's a damn thing we can do about that, because I took the entire track and I added reverb as soon as that part comes in. So the whole track basically suddenly sounds like it's being performed in a room, like a concert hall or some kind of big room. And yeah, it changes a lot. It really changes a lot. Now it sounds like kind of a dirty synth jam, and it starts out folky, so it's going all over the place. Is that a bad thing? Well, I want to say no. It's not a bad thing. There's a bunch of other tracks on this album. Well, let's just go through right now that we did Built For episode 1 and 2, right? That's a straight up piano ballad, kind of a melodramatic piano ballad. Gimme, that's like all acoustic guitar. I mean, these are songs that are firmly kind of both feet in one genre. And a bunch of these other ones are, like, this is another piano ballady thing. This is like an acoustic rock song. So a bunch of songs stay in their lane. I mean, this song is swerving all over the place. So I think that is okay to have. The question, if we do want to zoom out for a hot minute, the question would be like, where would a song like this one be in the track listing? Because I think it either has to be like either like near the end or a part of a sequence of similar kind of genre bending songs. And there is one other song that I'm potentially having on the album. It's called New One. Great name. Needs a name, but it's similarly psychedelic. So maybe those could sort of live together like in the middle or end of the album. Uh, story. There's no story to the album. The album is about. It's all about like sort of a thing, but it's not like it's not a concept album where it's telling like a linear story. So thankfully, we don't have to consider that. Look at me. I'm already thinking of track listing. This is like when you get hired for a job and you're thinking of the vacation you're going to take in 6 years with the vacation pay. Not really a conversation that's relevant right now, but I can't help it. I am album-minded. Alright, what else did I do? That was really the biggest change. I added the very dirty synth line up to the reverb. I added some electric bass here. Although I think we did that together at the end of the last ep, so that's old news. I'm gonna do my best to try to talk to you outside this reverb. All right, and I don't know. This could be breaking the rules. Like I took this track here. This is the master track. Everything is affected by what's happening, and I might be breaking the rules by suddenly halfway through a song adding reverb to everything. That could be a big no-no, but I like it. Sticking a finger to the man, giving the finger to the man. Not sticking them. I'm gonna keep this above board. Yeah. So. Made changes. What else did I do? Is that it? I think so. I think I added a little bit to this bass part too, just to make it a little bit more. Yeah, curious, right? There's like two notes that occur on one bass sound, and then the rest is on the keyboard. That's mostly out of laziness because I didn't feel like going back to my keyboard and adding those two notes. And that could come back and bite me in the buttock, potentially. We'll see how it sounds meshed in. Yeah, I think it's fine. It's curious for sure. It's an interesting thing. It's a curio. Love it. Love it. Alright, here's what I wanted to do. I actually had something I wanted to do. So I talked about, I bring up the reverb for the entire track right here. Right, that's fun. Hi, it's me, Reverb Victor. I wanted to maybe take it away after this section when it goes into the outro. Right here. Take it away, baby. And maybe bring it back in. I mean, fading in and out, reverb. And what this is right here, the slider, that's the wet mix. And that's the part of the mix that has the reverb effect on it. There's a wet and dry. Dry mix means there's nothing added to it, and the wet mix is like the affected part. And then how those two play with each other sort of informs, you know, how the reverb will sound. Is it going to be like all echoey, or is it going to be... It's sort of like how close you are standing to the person, right? Because if you're in a huge cave and you're right next to somebody, they're not going to sound that different. But if you're really far away from them, you're going to hear mostly echoes and not the actual sound itself. I think somebody just died. So what if we bring it down and then back up? It's gonna be tough to hear a difference. I want to keep it just dry. Dry, 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 dry. How it used to be. Also, guess who shows up? I got really into Gotham Lead for some reason. It's like, you know, I went away for a summer and came back, and I'm like really into Pokemon. You're like, wait, what? That literally happened to me, by the way. I was best friends with a guy in 3rd grade, and then one day I came back from summer break, and he was into Pokemon, and I wasn't. And I was like, it's like I didn't know him anymore. Not relevant. And by the way, my roommate is fine. He's just playing Fortnite or Call of Duty. Hurts to admit that. Right, so maybe I got a little bit too into Gotham League. We don't maybe need it in the outro. I like this part a lot. You know I like it. You know I like it. Man, I like it a lot. I think it could even go on longer. Right? I like how at the top of this episode I'm like, let's pare some stuff back. And then now I'm like, let's make this a 10-minute song, man. I just feel like it could go on longer. Nice long time. You know what you could do? What we could do is have this part go on for a really long time. And then, I don't know what I want. Here's my initial thought was we could have it go on for a long time and then we fade out everything but the noise. So like the drums, the guitar, and the vocals keep going for a long time, and then they slowly kind of fade out, and then all that's left is like the super hyper flanged piano, right? Because it ends right here. All the other stuff. Well, let's listen to it. And then you honestly look me in the eye and say that it couldn't go on longer. But let's start it from maybe right before the drums come in. Because this is just like build up. When the drums come in, I think that's when the outro officially starts. And it could go on longer. That's like 2 repetitions. 3, 4. I mean, I want it to keep going. And this isn't a democracy. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and do what I want. How's that sound? So let's take 2 bars. Let's make it go on for 2 more bars. Or really 4 more bars. That way we can have more to play with. Yeah. That's 1. I could probably repeat this one. So now I'm just going to take everything, basically going to make a loop of sorts. But I'm not going to loop everything. I'm just going to loop sort of the more melodic parts. So all these acoustic guitars are going to come along. Come along with me. Good. The piano I'm going to leave be. I'll take the vocals with me. Why not? I don't know what this is. Oh, I think this is... There's like a drum track happening. That's fun. Gonna take that. That's me drumming on my hands as well. Gonna take this with me. Gonna take that and that. There's a fire in your house. What do you take with you? Alright, I think that's it. So now I'm gonna copy all that, and I'm just gonna start skadoinking it right here, making Adding 4 more, right? Let's see. I want to add 4 more. So there's, that takes us there. So now 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bingo. Love it. This is why you do things to a metronome, because you can make things as long as you want. Let's see if there's any issues with sometimes there's an artifact when you loop stuff like that. I don't hear nothing except pure goodness. How do I end this clunker, though? I was thinking fading out, but fading out is a little bit of a cop-out. It'd be nice to end with a bang. How do I make a bang? How do I make a bang? A couple ways you can make a bang. Oh boy, something's not going well on the Fortnite machine. Imagine if I was yelling like that, making these. We're dealing with the quarantine in our own way. It's the first time I've mentioned that there's a quarantine. I thought maybe if I didn't mention that, people would maybe like look at this much later and be like, wow, what a creative guy. But no, I'm just doing this because I'm locked in my home. It's the only reason why I would even bother filming me doing this. Alright, what if we fade out everything on that last chord, and then just have the, I didn't tell you to do that. Actually, I did. Anytime someone tells their computer, like, I didn't tell you to do that, they actually had to have told the computer to do that. There's no other explanation. Is that a good bit? Right. I wanted to have the bass keep going with that note. High note, it's me, Margaret. Alright, let's drag the note. Let me just take a better look at this winder. Kai, let me... Oh, what the heck? Oh, I didn't ask. I literally didn't ask that. I know I just made a joke about how I didn't ask the computer to do that, but trust me, that wasn't a joke. Okay, yeah, we're gonna make this bass line last way longer. Good stuff. Alright, what the heck am I doing here? Making the bass thing long? Alright, let's get out of here. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Except there's a little blap right there. Let's get rid of him. Okay, let's see if that did anything. Let's see if that did anything. So we should hear it fade out, but not gradually, just like kind of a close. Yeah. I think the wiser thing to do would be fade it out on the chord before, and then we enter the last chord. Oh man, yes. Tell me what's wiser, Village Elder. Let's see. I love it. Nothing like implementing ideas that you have on the spot. Love it. Great. Like it a lot. Awesome. So we're going to trim that. Yeah, whatever. Don't care. Delete the remainder. And then we'll create the fade right there. And that, my friends, should solve very little. Good, good. There is an element, there's a science to this. And it's kind of a cliche to be like, well, there's a science and an art. But there are certain things you can't do. They'll just sound terrible no matter what. It's possible. This is one of them. Ooh, okay. I like that. Listen to it one more time. Thanks for your permission. There's stuff that's working there. It turns into like a trance for sure. This also got, I can't believe I'm saying this, but this almost got too quiet. All that flange springy nonsense. I'm not gonna look up if it's flange or flange because it doesn't matter. Good. Be nice to introduce a new sound effect as well as this repeats. It definitely works. It's a little bit of a petering out. Even though I tried to do it all at once. I don't think it's the fading problem, it's just like, it ends on the note that you would sort of think it ends on. I can't decide. And we could try like an all-out fade. I just don't think a fade is what the song needs. If we try it anyway. Yes, we can. I'm a brutal dictator. I will do whatever I want. Okay, so we are going to fade. This can't be good television. It literally cannot be good television. Like, what's up, guys? Let's listen to the same part of a song 10 times in a row while I make small changes. Inside the Music, VH1 presents the last 30 seconds of Heart-Shaped Box. I actually would watch that, so maybe this is good television. I would watch it. Alright, so we're gonna bring down the volume of the melodic instruments, like the acoustic, the Vox, but we're gonna leave the crazy keyboard sound effects. I think I'm gonna leave the drums the same volume, maybe. That's a good question. Good question, me. Alright, can I do this? This would make things really easy. Yes. So we're not gonna have them fade out that gradual. That would be career suicide. But we're looking at maybe around here. Yep, right around there. Right around there. Super arbitrary. Does not matter at all. Okay. What are we listening for? I don't know. You know, we're so zoomed in on this spot, I'm kind of losing sight of how it affects the whole song. I don't have answers for you. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know if I want the bass to not fade either. Good. That's cool. I mean, I kind of negated extending this part for so long since I basically, well, it goes on for like maybe 2 or 3 more bars than it did before things start to kind of fade out and you can't hear it anymore. I do like that though. There's a little bit more intention behind that decision, I think. And I like the sort of descent into cacophony. Big fan. All right, so there's that. Digging it. What else is not working, or could I scale back? I'm surprised I still like this crazy synth that I added. Alright, let's listen to that part one more time, and then we'll have a frank discussion about, does it need to be there? Because remember, this is when it gets all echoey and it kind of sounds like a EDM concert. Clear solution moving forward. I don't want to be that annoying person that just, points out something isn't working without having a solution first. I can't address it to myself unless I have a reason or a way to get out of it. Oh yeah. All right, we did some good work though. Yeah, I'm thinking about I might have to hop off. I'm getting in the weeds here because I've just lived this song for 2 days now, 48 hours of just working on this song, and it's not like I want to set it on fire or drag it to the trash bin, but I think I might need to let it lay and come back to it. We did some wonderful things though. We faded out the ending. We did one wonderful thing, which is more than I can say about some of other people's days, right? Trying to be productive. We actually did do something. All right. Next up, I think I'm going to have to return to business as usual with the sort of pre-recorded songs. We need to get those done. But you know what? Let's temporarily throw this in the track listing and say it's coming along nicely, but do we need the EDM concert halfway through? What about that fade out? Does it work? Do the genres, does the going back and forth between genres work in the grand scheme of the album? Right? These are just like my little album notes, but because I'm a freaking genius, they're also well worded and hilarious, and probably not as honest as they should be. Bingo. All right, I'm out of here. Please be safe out there, and I'll catch you next epi.